Have you ever experienced a sensation that life has devolved into a sequence of predictable routines, leaving you questioning whether it is too late to rediscover joy and purpose? Paulo, a man once resigned to monotony, demonstrates that transformation is always within reach, even when it seems that time is against you. In this video, we will explore the small yet profound changes that reignited Paulo's passion for life, reshaped his mindset, and inspired an entire community to embrace renewal. Through his story, you will uncover the potential for small habits to initiate significant change, learn how to conquer limiting beliefs, and take your initial steps toward a better life. We will emphasize the importance of connection, mindfulness, and self-care at any age, along with real-life lessons on creating a legacy that extends beyond oneself. Stay with us until the end, as Paulo's journey serves not only as a story, but also as a guide for transforming your own life. Whether you seek inspiration, clarity, or simply a reason to believe in new beginnings, this video will provide actionable insights and hope for what is possible. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, I encourage you to click the subscribe button and activate the notification bell to stay updated on our latest content. I am eager to hear your thoughts on today's topic. If you enjoy the content, please leave a 1 below, and if it does not resonate, leave a 0. Your feedback is essential as it enables me to create better videos aligned with your interests. Now let's begin. Paulo lived a life encased in monotony, devoid of the excitement and vibrancy he once envisioned. His existence had devolved into a series of predictable days, marked by a quiet sense of loneliness and an unspoken resignation to the passage of time. Widowed for over a decade, he had cocooned himself within a routine wherein each day commenced with a steaming cup of strong coffee and a slice of buttered bread, only to conclude in a slouched position before the flickering glow of his television. The aches that coursed through his body, the persistent fatigue that stifled his spirit, and the enduring emptiness felt to him like the inescapable toll of aging. Life, in his view, had little left to offer. Yet, life often surprises us when we least anticipate it. One unremarkable afternoon, as Paulo ambled through the park with his usual heavy steps, he encountered Clara. She was running, her every movement imbued with an effortless grace that seemed to counter the burdens of the world. Her radiant smile broke through his overcast days, and her laughter exuded a warmth he hadn't experienced in years. When their eyes met, Paulo sensed a flicker within an ember in a heart long extinguished. Clara slowed her pace and stopped to engage in conversation, her energy nearly magnetic. "Have you ever noticed," she remarked, her voice as vibrant as her demeanor, "the impact of small habits completely transform how we perceive our existence? I genuinely believe that starting anew is always possible." Her words resonated deeply within Paulo, echoing in his mind like a long-neglected tune. For the first time in what felt like an age, someone truly recognized him, not the weary, aging man he thought he was, but a spirit capable of transformation. Sensing his intrigue, Clara invited him for coffee, a gesture both simple and profoundly kind. Over steaming cups, they explored their lives. Clara listened attentively as Paulo shared his experiences, characterized by discouragement and inertia. He spoke of his sedentary lifestyle and uninspired diet, his tone laced with self-criticism. Clara, however, smiled knowingly. "All of that can change, Paulo," she said, her eyes bright with conviction. "You just need to take the first step." This brief encounter became the catalyst for a significant awakening. Paulo could not shake the memory of Clara's words, her faith in the transformative potential of minor changes. It felt as though she had given him a key to an unseen door, one that led to hope, vitality, and a fresh beginning. Nevertheless, the idea of change loomed like an insurmountable mountain, as he felt entrenched in his habits, convinced that time had robbed him of his best opportunities. Yet, a quiet voice within urged him to try. Resolute in honoring that spark, Paulo resolved to start small. He recalled Clara's gentle advice: "Change begins with what you consume." The following morning, he replaced his cherished white bread and butter with a bowl of oatmeal adorned with vibrant fruits and crunchy nuts. The simplicity of his previous breakfast tempted him, but within days he experienced a noticeable shift. His energy returned, and a lightness replaced the heaviness that had burdened him for so long. Encouraged by this initial success, Paulo embraced another of Clara's suggestions: morning stretches. "Waking up your body," she had said, "is as essential as stimulating your mind." At first, the stretches felt awkward and insignificant, his stiff muscles resisting cooperation. However, those gentle movements soon evolved into a cherished ritual, each stretch a gift to his fatigued body, a moment of care and connection. He began anticipating those early minutes, savoring the sense of release and renewal they provided. As days turned into weeks, Paolo's transformation accelerated. What commenced as a hesitant effort to honor Clara's encouragement blossomed into a journey of self-discovery. For the first time in years, he felt alive with possibility, purpose, and the exhilarating realization that life still held wonders to be explored. Clara was not merely an inspiration. She served as a reminder that it's never too late to reignite the fire within and rewrite a narrative one believed had concluded. Once resigned to a life of quiet despair, Paolo now greeted each day with an open heart. What truly amazed Paolo was Clara's ability to transform the most ordinary actions into significant lessons on living. While sharing a coffee, she encouraged him to walk more, stating with conviction, "Have you ever considered how something as simple as walking can enhance not only your health, but also your perspective on life?" Her words resonated deeply with Paolo. She invited him for a walk in the park, and what started as a tentative stroll quickly evolved into a journey of rediscovering the joy of movement and the beauty of connection. As they walked, their conversation flowed effortlessly, covering life choices and the resilience of the human spirit. Clara emphasized that walking was not merely exercise. It was a means to reconnect with one's body and release endorphins, so-called happiness hormones. Every step, she clarified, is a small act of love for yourself, a signal to your body that you are opting for vitality over stagnation. For Paolo, who had previously viewed walking as a tedious task, this newfound perspective was transformative. Each step through the park represented an awakening. He began to appreciate the vibrant colors of the leaves, the gentle breeze on his face, and the harmonious sounds of birdsong and rustling branches. With Clara beside him, encouraging him to take just one more step, Paolo ventured further, not only through the park's winding paths, but into a realm of possibilities he had long overlooked. Nevertheless, the path to transformation was fraught with challenges. Paolo's internal struggles loomed large, shaped by years of limiting beliefs and the persistent notion that it was too late for change. One day, he confided in Clara, "I think it's too late for me." Her response was both firm and compassionate. "Paolo," she said, gripping his hand, "it's only too late when you choose to stop trying. As long as you have breath and a willingness to move forward, it's never too late." Her words echoed in his mind, becoming a mantra that motivated him during moments of doubt. Determined to honor her belief in him, Paolo began to implement small but meaningful changes in his routine. He realized that age was not the primary hurdle. Rather, it was his mindset. The transformation wasn't instant or dramatic, but with each minor adjustment, the benefits accumulated. Clara's suggestions, which had once seemed overwhelming, evolved into opportunities for rediscovery. Each step and each change began to feel less like a burden and more like a celebration of life. One of his most significant challenges was addressing his reliance on processed foods. Paolo had long prioritized convenience over nutrition, often relying on canned soups, stuffed breads, and sugary cookies. "I thought these foods were harmless," he admitted sheepishly to Clara. She patiently explained how these items drained his energy, inflamed his body, and worsened the very aches and discomforts he experienced. Fatigue was attributed to aging rather than the overwhelming changes Clara proposed. Instead, she recommended a more gradual approach involving gentle substitutions. Together, they explored the preparation of simple, wholesome meals. Paolo found satisfaction in creating vibrant salads made with fresh greens, whole grains, and colorful, crisp vegetables. Clara taught him how to season grilled chicken with aromatic herbs and create natural juices bursting with the sweetness of fresh fruits. To his surprise, Paolo discovered a new passion for cooking. What had once felt like a chore transformed into an act of self-care and creativity. As his diet improved, so did his approach to stress. Clara introduced him to the concept of mindful pauses, encouraging him to take moments of stillness throughout his day. "Stress can be as harmful as poor nutrition," she reminded him. Initially, Paolo found it awkward to pause his busy mind for even a few minutes of deep breathing. But over time, these quiet moments became a sanctuary, relieving tension and clarifying his thoughts. A pivotal moment in Paolo's journey occurred during a long-overdue doctor's visit. For years, he had avoided checkups, fearing the discovery of unwanted problems. But Clara's gentle insistence that prevention is always preferable to a cure gave him the courage to seek an appointment. The results were remarkable. His doctor, once concerned about his high blood pressure and chronic fatigue, marveled at his improvements. Paolo's blood pressure had stabilized, his energy returned, and the burden of exhaustion had lifted. This medical validation invigorated him, allowing him to experience the power of his own agency. He realized that his choices were transforming his body, mind, and life. Along with improved health came an unexpected surge of confidence. He began to view himself not as a man constrained by age, but as someone still capable of dreaming and achieving. Clara remained his steadfast ally, motivating him to aim higher. Together, they began planning small adventures weekend trips to nearby towns, hikes through scenic trails, and explorations of forgotten places he had once wanted to visit. Each journey was more than a mere change of scenery. It was a celebration of his rekindled zest for life. In Clara, Paolo found not only a friend, but a guiding light, a reminder that even the smallest changes can lead to extraordinary transformations. Through these changes, Paolo came to realize that caring for himself was not selfish, but a way to honor his life. Over time, he understood that each small step he took was not only enhancing his health, but also improving his outlook on life. He awoke each morning eager to embrace the day, a feeling he thought he had lost forever. Paolo's transformative journey demonstrated that it is never too late to start anew. Every small choice made today can define the trajectory of tomorrow. Live each day like Paolo, and you may discover that the greatest gift we can give ourselves is the care and respect for our bodies and minds. Now it's your turn. What are you willing to change to live with more health, energy, and purpose? The first step may seem simple, but it could lead you to unimaginable places. Are you ready to begin? Paolo's journey didn't end with his personal transformation. It blossomed into something greater. As his health, mindset, and relationships improved, Paolo realized that his changes inspired those around him. Friends, family, and even strangers began to seek his advice, curious as to how he revitalized his life at an age when many believe it's too late to change. One day, his nephew, a young man struggling with motivation, asked, "Uncle Paolo, how do you keep going? How do you stay so positive?" Paolo smiled and replied, "The secret isn't in being perfect. It's in showing up for yourself every day, no matter how small the effort." Encouraged by Clara and his growing community, Paolo decided to hold regular meetings in the park where his journey began. These gatherings united people of all ages to share stories, learn from one another, and cultivate healthier habits. What started as casual walks and conversations soon evolved into a community movement, with people contributing ideas, recipes, and exercises, creating an environment where everyone felt motivated to improve their lives. Paolo's bravery in sharing his story created a ripple effect. One woman, initially curious, confided in Paolo, "I felt lost for years, but seeing you take these steps gives me hope that I can do it too." For Paolo, such moments reinforced his belief that transformation encompasses not just individual growth, but also a chain reaction of positivity. As Paolo's influence expanded, he was invited to speak at community events, senior centers, and local schools. His message was straightforward yet impactful. Regardless of age, the smallest changes can yield extraordinary outcomes. The key is believing you are worth the effort. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons valuable, please comment number 1 below to let me know. One of the most memorable invitations came from a local university, asking him to share his experience with students studying psychology and wellness. Standing before a room full of eager faces, Paolo said, "We often think aging is a downhill journey, but it only becomes that way if you allow it. Every moment is an opportunity to redefine yourself." Alongside these events, Paolo began journaling regularly to capture his thoughts, struggles, and victories. Clara suggested he compile these writings into a book, saying, "Your story is worth sharing with the world." Inspired by her encouragement, he proceeded. Encouragement. Paolo began writing a memoir, aiming to inspire those who feel stuck and demonstrate that change is achievable at any life stage. As he reflected on his journey, Paolo recognized the significant gains he had made, not only physically but also emotionally and spiritually. His relationships deepened, especially with his children and grandchildren, who admired his renewed enthusiasm for life. Paolo even motivated his son, who had previously neglected his health, to join him on morning walks. One day, Paolo and Clara decided to take a bold step and plan a trip they had both long envisioned, a hiking tour along a scenic coastal trail. This journey represented more than merely an adventure. It was a celebration of life and the resilience they had built together. Standing on a cliff overlooking the ocean, Paolo turned to Clara and expressed, "I never thought I'd feel this alive again. Thank you for showing me it was possible." As Paolo continued to embrace life, he understood the true meaning of legacy. It was not about material possessions or wealth, but rather about the values and lessons imparted. An inspiration we leave behind. Paolo's story stands as a testament that transformation is determined not by age, but by one's willingness and belief in oneself. Through his journey, Paolo discovered that the greatest gift was not merely regaining his vitality, but rediscovering the joy of living, connecting with others, and understanding that his actions could inspire countless individuals to embark on their own paths to change. Just as Clara once challenged him, Paolo now asks you what actions you will take today to initiate your own transformation. The magnitude of the step is irrelevant. What truly matters is the direction taken. The power to change your life resides in your hands. Are you prepared to take that initial step? Paolo's journey of renewal culminated in a lifelong commitment, not only to his own growth, but also to empowering others. As weeks evolved into months and then years, the impact of his decisions extended beyond his expectations, fostering a community of change. The small park gatherings developed into an organized community group called Steps of Renewal, providing a space for individuals of all ages to share their stories and support one another on their journeys. Co-leading the group with Clara, Paolo established programs centered on mindfulness, nutrition, physical activity, and emotional well-being. The group was not confined to local residents as news spread, attracting visitors from neighboring towns. Families brought their elderly parents, younger individuals sought wisdom and inspiration, and couples looked for ways to improve their lifestyles together. What began as a few walks in the park transformed into a movement highlighting the power of community and personal growth. The book that changed lives, Paolo's memoir titled Never Too Late to Begin Again, was published a year after he began writing it. The memoir chronicled his transformation and provided practical advice, reflections, and encouragement for readers. Its simplicity and authenticity resonated with individuals from diverse backgrounds, leading to its status as a bestseller in its category. Paolo was invited to participate in book fairs, wellness conventions, and online forums where readers shared how his story motivated their own changes. For Paolo, this was not about fame, but about reaching those in need of hope and practical tools to reclaim their lives. By this stage, Paolo had become a living embodiment of what it means to age with purpose and vitality. His mornings were filled with mindful practices such as stretching, meditation, and walks. His afternoons were devoted to community work, whether organizing park events, mentoring others, or sharing meals with individuals seeking companionship. However, the most rewarding aspect of his new life was the deep connections he forged with his family. His children, who once worried about their father's declining energy and health, now marveled at his transformation. His grandchildren, who previously perceived him as a weary and distant figure, now viewed him as a role model. One of his granddaughters, inspired by his story, he wrote a school essay titled My Grandfather, My Hero. When Paolo read it, tears welled up in his eyes as he recognized that his journey was not only about his own life. It was influencing how his family and future generations perceived aging, resilience, and the importance of self-care. Through it all, a love blossomed as Clara remained his steadfast companion, their relationship rooted in mutual respect and inspiration. Paolo, who had once believed his days of love and partnership were behind him, found his heart opening once again. One evening, as they watched the sunset together, Clara remarked, "Do you realize how far you've come? You've become someone who inspires me every single day." Paolo smiled and responded, "That's because you showed me it was possible. You gave me the courage to believe in myself again." Their bond became a testament to the idea that love, like life, can flourish at any age when nurtured with care, respect, and shared dreams. Facing challenges with strength, Paolo's journey was not without its difficulties. There were days when doubts resurfaced, old habits threatened to return, or physical discomfort reminded him of his age. Yet each time, he leaned on the lessons he had learned: the importance of persistence, the power of a supportive community, and the value of self-compassion. He often shared with others that it isn't about never experiencing setbacks, but rather how one responds to them each step forward, no matter how small, represents progress and a legacy of hope. In his later years, Paulo dedicated himself to creating resources for those unable to attend his gatherings or read his book. He partnered with local organizations to offer free wellness workshops, wrote articles for senior magazines, and started a video series with simple tips for living a vibrant life. One of his final initiatives was establishing a scholarship fund for young people pursuing studies in nutrition and wellness. "If I can help the next generation understand the importance of caring for themselves and others, then I've done my part," he said. As Paulo grew older, he often reflected on his journey. One evening, sitting by the window and looking out at the park where it all began, he felt a deep sense of gratitude. He thought about the quiet, uninspired life he once led and how it had evolved into a narrative of purpose, connection, and joy. He realized that his greatest achievement lay not in the changes he made for himself, but in the lives he touched along the way. Every person who joined the community, read his book, or shared a conversation with him became part of his legacy. In his final years, Paulo lived with profound fulfillment, recognizing that he had embraced life to its fullest. His message remained clear: it is never too late to begin again, and the best days of your life are always ahead. May still be awaiting your first step, making Paulo's story not only his own but a universal reminder that each day presents an opportunity to grow, connect, and live purposefully. What will your story be? The journey begins with just one step. As Paulo's journey approached its natural conclusion, he concentrated on ensuring that the community and values he had cultivated would endure. He recognized the potential in others to continue the mission of transformation and renewal. His gatherings in the park evolved into a movement that attracted individuals from diverse backgrounds, and Paulo aimed to empower them to take ownership. He began mentoring key members of the group, sharing his knowledge, experiences, and ideas. Clara, always by his side, played a crucial role in helping others find their voice. Together, they organized leadership workshops to teach participants how to inspire and support one another. Paulo's mantra for the group was straightforward: be the change you wish to see, and others will follow. He highlighted that the movement was not centered on him, but on the collective strength of individuals who chose to live purposefully and share their growth with others. As Paulo contemplated the legacy he wished to leave behind, he resolved to create something in Deepening guidebook titled Steps of Renewal, a handbook for living with purpose at any age. The book was a compilation of practical advice, inspirational stories from the community, and actionable steps to assist people of all ages in embracing change. If you are still viewing this video and find these lessons valuable, please comment number 2 below to indicate your continued engagement. The guidebook emerged as a beacon of hope and a tool for transformation, which Paulo distributed freely through local libraries, community centers, and online platforms. His aim was simple yet profound: to reach those feeling confined by routine, uninspired, or lost, and to offer them a gentle nudge toward change. Paulo firmly believed that the right words at the right moment could ignite passion in even the most weary of hearts, and his guidebook was crafted with this vision in mind. One of the most touching moments in this new chapter of Paulo's life came from an unexpected source: his 10-year-old great-grandson. The boy, intrigued by the book everyone was discussing, asked if he could read it. Sitting beside his great-grandfather, he turned the pages with wonder. When he finished, he looked up, his voice soft yet filled with admiration, and said, "Grandpa, when I grow up, I want to be like you." In that moment, Paulo's heart swelled with profound joy, bringing tears to his eyes. It served as a powerful reminder that even the smallest actions can resonate across generations, planting seeds of inspiration and hope while embracing the final. In his later years, Paulo's physical frailty increased, yet his spirit remained exceptionally vibrant. He learned to evaluate his life not by the years he had lived, but by the richness of the moments he cherished. Surrounded by family, friends, and the ever-faithful Clara, Paulo found great joy in the simple pleasures of life. Shared meals, heartfelt conversations, and leisurely walks in the park, his sanctuary. One evening, as he and Clara watched the sun set, painting the sky in shades of orange and purple, Paolo reflected on his journey. Life isn't about how many breaths we take, he observed, his voice warm and steady, but about the moments that take our breath away, the ones we truly embrace. I wouldn't trade this journey for anything. Clara, with tears of love and pride in her eyes, responded softly, "You've shown us that it's never too late to live with purpose. You've given us the greatest gift, a reminder that life should be fully lived, regardless of where we are in our story." When Paolo eventually passed away, he departed peacefully, surrounded by love and gratitude. His memorial was not a mournful occasion, but a joyous celebration of a transformed life and the many lives he had touched. Friends, family, and community members gathered to honor a man whose journey became a symbol of hope and resilience. Stories shared illustrated Paolo's quiet yet profound impact, from his walks in the park to the guidebook that served as a lifeline for many. Clara, his steadfast companion, spoke with a steady voice, her words reflecting a lifetime of love and admiration. "Paolo's legacy," she said, scanning the crowd, "isn't just in the life he lived, it's in the lives he transformed. He taught us that every day offers a chance for a fresh start, for which we are eternally grateful." This legacy continued to flourish in the years following Paolo's passing. The community he inspired grew stronger, and his guidebook reached readers globally after being translated into multiple languages. Clara, alongside the leaders Paolo had mentored, carried on his mission, ensuring that his vision endured. In the park where Paolo first met Clara, a tree was planted in his honor, and beneath its branches, a plaque was installed, inscribed with words that captured the essence of his journey. "In loving memory of Paolo, a man who showed us that every step forward, no matter how small. Small actions have the power to transform a life. May Paolo's journey inspire us all to start anew." The tree became a place of reflection and inspiration for the community, with its roots serving as a living symbol of Paolo's enduring legacy. Strangers and loved ones would visit, some leaving flowers, while others found solace in its shade, drawing strength from the story of a man who demonstrated that it is never too late to begin again. The journey begins with you. As Paolo's legacy endures, it becomes a rallying cry for countless individuals who read his story and found the courage to take their first steps. Although his life was finite, it illuminated an infinite truth. Every moment holds the potential for growth, purpose, and connection are always within reach, and love, when nurtured, transcends time. As you reflect on Paolo's journey, consider what small step you can take today to initiate your own transformation. Let his story be your invitation to embrace change, rediscover purpose, and live fully. The journey starts now. Now that you have explored Paolo's inspiring story, reflect on what resonated most with you. What is one lesson you are ready to implement in your life? Please share your thoughts in the comments below. We would love to hear how Paolo's transformation inspires your next step. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Together, we can continue exploring stories and lessons that remind us that it's never too late to begin again. Thank you for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in our next video.